All right, guys, I told you that I'd make a real short video on the nodes, the low volume node and the high volume nodes. That's over here in this profile over here. These green ones are high volume nodes. Red ones are uh, low value nodes, right? And I told you that I'd just give you a quick rundown of what I look for and how I use them. How I use the nodes are if they're in a narrow range like this. I know that that is a direct concentration of a level that is going to be prevalent. And if you notice, I've got these orange lines on the chart, the upper and the lower. High volume node here, low volume node here. It doesn't matter in which combination they're in. The low volume node could be here and the high volume node could be down here. What you're looking for is a 5-tick range between the two. Ideally, the uh, more constrained they are, the better. But I want you to notice something. Where did we base before we had this rocket higher? Well, we based in that narrow range node area. And then we broke out of that, right? We just kind of chopped around from the open, broke out of that, came down and tested what? Remember, what did I tell you about blue? Blue is a big deal. So we chopped around, we came down, and we tested the blue. We took off. This is a new institutional value area right here. All right. So this wasn't here before we ran up into it. What we had there was just a pink line. So now this is going to be a big deal right here. But anyway, we came up there, we pulled back, and then we took off again. And what did we do when we got to where all these shorts were? I mean, we went through it a little bit, we came down, we tested, and we took off again. Look at all that volume down here at the bottom. Now, if you wanted to be aggressive, this is a stack. But, I don't like taking them when they're at higher levels like this, but you could. I mean, if you want to be aggressive, that is a legitimate stack right there. So that is an exhaustion point. But typically, I like to take stacks when they're down near a low, when you're declining into them, not advancing into them. You're looking for the green stacks when you're advancing into them as a sell. This would have been characterized as a buy. So right now, this is the line in the sand for bulls to hold in order to keep this rally really humming in the Bund. But I mean, once again, I love trading the German Bund. I can't stress this enough. I make so much money trading the German Bund. It's almost sickening. But it's because it's such a great instrument. It follows protocol almost to a T. It's I don't want to say it's easy to trade, but it's you can run pretty darn close stops and have limited risk, which allows you, if you get a little sloppy in your entry, you can re-enter later. If maybe you misjudge something or what have you. But the primary reason for this video is this the narrow range nodes, and that's what you want to pay attention to. If it was up here, you'd be looking for a top. It was down here after we consolidated through that whole area, came down and hit it twice, and then took off. And what did we happen to have down here? Now we didn't. That's not a stack, but that is an exhaustion down at the very bottom. If you remember me telling you on these point and figure charts, when you have those red or green boxes near the top, like this would be technically you got this green box right at the top. We got a pullback, but I mean that's not an ideal situation. You had another one right up here, and you got a pullback. But those aren't ideal situations. I'm trying to give you guys high probability entries and high probability trades. But always pay attention to the nodes, and when you get a narrow node like that between the high volume and the low volume, or the low volume and the high volume, it's very potentially could be showtime. All right, that's all for this one. Make sure you watch it a couple of times.